Welcome to the box office. Those are my coins. We are doing our segment, Two Sides of a Coin. First up, and I'm going to do separate videos. First and foremost, welcome to the box office where you can come in, purchase your ticket, and become part of the action and be involved. Our goal here is to give you the best insight at Two Sides of a Coin on Jermell Charlo, who is a minus 400 favorite. Jeison Rosario plus 300. Very rare when you see the champion be the underdog, but this is a unified champion who is the underdog, and Jermell Charlo, who's looking to capitalize in the opportunity. Jermell, I'm sorry, first and foremost, Jermell and Jermall, editing the pictures, getting everything together. Jermall. Don't be surprised if you see Jermall instead of Jermell and Jermell instead of Jermall somewhere along the lines. It is very confusing when one letter is the determining factor of who is who. Anyways, let's keep going. So first things first, Jeison Rosario. What do we know about Rosario? Rosario, we know, capitalized on the opportunity of J-Rock beating J-Rock Williams by knockout to take the unified belts away from him. J-Rock had beat and upset Hurd, who had previously fought, I believe, Erislandes Lara and some couple other. He was just the champ. He was the man, you know. Long story short, Jeison Rosario is defending against Jermell. So let's get to it. All right. What needs to happen in order for the upset to happen? Well, I mean, I could say a lot, but let's start off with something. So Rosario, let me show you a little picture. He's a heavy-handed guy. You know, I believe this was the lightest weight he had competed at. I know he had fought before at 158, 156, a catch weight along those lines. So him moving down, he was a bigger man against J-Rock, which he did manage to push him back. J-Rock, a strong bull as well. Always comes a fight. More skill than he gets credit for. Just got caught, you know, and you know, you sometimes you can never recover. Sometimes you feel someone's power and you can't follow through your game plan. Rosario is looking to repeat history and hopefully pull off an upset. And for those who are betting on Rosario, giving them a significant payday. $300 nets you $900. You'll be walking out of Vegas with $1,200 or wherever you do your online gambling. That little snippet is from Bovada, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I use, the provider I use, since I am in California. Now, he is very strong. Let me highlight that he does stiffen up from time to time and he does leave himself exposed. So he's going to look to clean that up, especially with a counter puncher like, or a boxer puncher like Jermell Charlo. The Charlos are very well known to be very well schooled, and they can either box you, and as what Jermell Charlo showed us, when he needs to get down and dirty, he gets down and dirty and stays in the pocket and trades punch for punch. I was very impressed by his last fight. I won't speak too much on him right now because it is time for Rosario. Now, Rosario needs to just maintain pressure, stay in his face, and slowly wear down Jermell Charlo. Try to get him into the later stages where he did win a knockout victory before. Like I said, at 158 at a catchweight against Hernandez. With that being said, it's going to be very tough. It's going to be if he can execute the consistent pressure and wear down Charlo. Like I said, he's moving down, so that's one of the ways that he can kind of the Jared Hurd effect. Stay in front, keep that constant pressure, wear someone down, and then take him out in the later rounds. Whereas J-Rock, he kind of just caught him early on in the fight, and he was unable to continue with his game plan. He was out in the 5th round, which is very interesting because that is the same round that he was out against his brother Jermall. So if that's something for you to look at. Now, Rosario is going to need to work his jab and not let Jermell really get in rhythm to start outboxing him, start outpointing him, and setting him up. If he can maintain his jab like you see here, I know they're all from the same opponent, but some people say you're only as good as your last victory. If he can keep that jab, keep his jab in front of Charlo, don't let him get in rhythm, and then choose when to engage and when to start beating down to the body, coming up over the top, he has a chance I mean, that's the best bet. That's his side of the coin. That's his game plan. Walking forward with the jab, keep that consistent pressure. Don't let Charlo get set, and don't let him start countering you. Remember, one way that you can stop people from countering you and timing you is by throwing that jab out there. Don't let him get in rhythm, and throw some feints out there. Throw the jab to the top, to the body. If they're showing a lot of head movement, remember, shoot the chest. You're gonna hit something, right? Now, with that being said, the distance needs to be very is going to be a big role, and this is the case for any fight. But the distance here is, if you're not if you're not here with Charlo, but you're at his distance, he's gonna tee off and he's gonna set you up. So you either want to be in your distance, in close, or where you can land your punches, or you can go to Charlo's outside of his range. Okay, just be careful with that, Rosario, because he is very good at changing speeds and exploding. Okay, one thing, so as we move over, that's what he needs to do. And can he get a knockout? Jermell Charlo, when he fought Tony Harrison, did get hit, and I believe they both rocked each other. I mean, for the most part, they both rocked each other. Anything can happen. Accumulation of punches, if he wears them down in the later rounds, can do the favor for him, or he probably can catch him like J Rock. This is a strong opponent. He's there for a reason. It wasn't an accident why he won. Some would say opportunistic, but when opportunities arise, you do as a fighter have to be ready. That's part of being a professional boxer. So opportunity arose, and he got the win by knockout. Very, very impressive. He is a live dog. A lot of people don't count him in this just because it is, Lions only. Charlo is very well known. Rosario came out of nowhere. So it's someone you're used to seeing being built up to someone who just came out of the blue. With that being said, he does have a chance at reclaiming his or keeping his titles. He just has to apply that pressure, keep that jab, land something significant to avoid and make Charlo second guess when he's going to set up a counter. Maybe make him think a little bit too much and leave himself open for a jab to the body and let Rosario take off. For the most part, very tough, I think, in my eyes, but it can be done with the right game plan. I don't want to say he does have to have the perfect game plan for this, because as he's shown knockout power before, he can get people out of there. But if you don't knock this Charlo out, you basically almost do have to have a perfect game plan, because let's just say it, PBC, since when is a challenger on the poster, right? So go for broke if you have to, get that title, reclaim, and you'll conquer, a very impressive 2-fight stand. Okay, so with that being said, he does have a chance. These are the keys that Rosario has to do in order to reclaim his title. And here we go. Let me list this for the upset right there. And there's your champion right there. And that's only if everything happens, okay? For those of you who don't know, that's one of my favorite. But that's what he needs to do in order to reclaim the title, his throne. Now, let's get these out of the way. We've talked about enough about the champion / challenger, because when is the champion ever the dog? Let me get Jermell out here. And Jermell Charlo. To me, Jermell Charlo just came off a very, very impressive victory. He had here at the Toyota Center against Tony Harrison. Boy, I'm a Tony Harrison fan. He reminds me stylistically like he's there to get hit, but he's not really getting hit. High guard sometimes. He knows how to protect himself, and he knows how to compete. I'm a big Tony Harrison guy. I'm a fan. I'm a believer. But there's just the same thing with his whole career. I mean, some people feel there's just something lacking, whether it's a sense of urgency for him. But we're not going to talk about him. We're talking about Charlo. So, first things first. You're the heavy favorite. You just got off a fight with Tony Harrison. Keep in mind, in this fight, Harrison brought the fight to him. They both kept going back and forth until someone got caught. If you guys remember from the first fight, Charlo seemed a little wobble from time at some point in that fight, in the first fight where Harrison pulled the upset, but he also hurt him. meaning his power is carrying, you know, and his last couple fights have been by KO. So although he doesn't have as many knockouts as a brother Jermall, his last span of fights have come with a knockout. And I forgot to say it. Here's the other side of the coin for Jermell Charlo. Let's get into some couple more tips now. For Jermell Charlo, as I mentioned before, with Rosario, he wants to either be on the inside or on the outside. If you give him that middle ground where you see Austin Trout's at, it's going to be counter city. He's going to start getting countered. It's going to start hurting after a while, and he can potentially drop you as he did with a very slick defensive fighter. I personally think he's a nice defensive fighter of Tony Harrison. Now, in this fight in particular, Trout was able to bring the fight to him, showed him angles that, you know, the experience of facing fighters like a Canelo can give you, you know, Eddie Slade. I think he went at it with Eddie Slade as well. Very boxer style fight. But that's what you get from an Austin Trout. And you need that experience as a Charlo if you're going to develop into a champion. The distance right here that you see right up top of me is kind of in the middle ground. That's when Harrison was waiting. And that's something that with distance, Rosario can't do. You cannot wait in Charlo's distance where he's going to pick to choose if he's going to jab you, uppercut you, over right hand. When he has choices, he's going to mix it up and he will hurt you. Right here, you see him keeping a nice distance, but you do see him standing his ground. And Charlo's very good at that. You don't know when he's going to bounce out or when he's going to sink that back foot in and come up over with the right hand or an uppercut as we've seen before. Now, to me, the key is going to be that jab can negate a lot of the distance and help him cover the distance. But Charlo, what he's shown to me, at least personally, he has shown me that he is either going to box you out, you know, keep you on your toes, head, body, move around, or as he did with Tony Harrison, he's going to bring it to you if he feels like he needs that. He has that sense of urgency, and like I said, he has all the makings of winning this fight. That's why he's such a heavy favorite. Anything is possible. Like I said, Rosario is no slouch, but Charlo does possess, I want to say, I just like what he did for his last fight against Tony Harrison. At some point in that fight, he said, you know what, it's time to fight, and he brought it to him. Trout, he's seen a lot of styles here and there, and I just like his experience opposed to Rosario's, who he fought Williams, Julian Williams, and yeah, he knocked him out, but I do think if you put Charlo in that position, also the Jermell Charlo, I think he can also get that knockout. Again, I think Tony Harrison is a very underrated fighter. A lot of people did see him. I want to say a lot of people didn't know who he was, a lot like Rosario, until he pulled up the upset. But Charlo, in championship manner, he did what he had to, and he came back and got that knockout. With everything that's going on, I personally like Jermell Charlo here. But, like I said, anything is possible. If Jermell Charlo stays at his distance, he can jab to the head, jab to the body. If Rosario is sitting there waiting, trying to outbox the boxer, it might not happen. I think Charlo's best bet is to be what you call, use his effective aggressiveness, come forward, switch speeds on him, and then make Rosario make a mistake, and then catch him with an overhand right, uppercut. He carries power in, I want to say, both hands, but it's more, to me, I want to see what Rosario is going to bring to the table, because Jermell Charlo, he'll outbox you, and then when he feels the need to it, he'll show the sense of energy and finish you off. Now, anything's possible in this game. Anything is possible in this game, but I do feel like Jermell has the experience, and he does have the hunger for this fight. Let me show you that fight. Very similar styles. He does leave his chin exposed. If just like Trout did right there, a sharp Jermell Charlo will counter that, and he will hurt you. So to me, Rosario, his side of the coin. Let me get the coin going. That was a weak one. That was a weak one. His side of the coin, bring the pressure. Don't stay in the mid range. You don't want to get caught with something silly, or you don't want to be making mistakes in there. Now we flip that coin over for Jermell Charlo, and he just needs to be patient, work off his jab, counter when he's going to counter, and dig to the body, dig to the head, change levels, change speeds, and start timing Rosario. He can get a little predictable, and he can stiffen up with his punches. So I do see it, Jermell Charlo. Personally, he can win this fight, possibly even stop Rosario, just because of the competitions that they faced and the sparring they get. But anything's possible in this sport. I will be making one more video with the Jermell Charlo, Derevchenko. Very, very intriguing fight. I will be making another video with my bet slip, because this is the boxing office and we are all about making those wagers on what we believe is going to happen in these bouts. That's what separates us from other boxing experts or other Instagram pages, is that we're actually putting our money down. Even though it's not a lot, we do this for fun. We are putting our money down because we have that confidence these things will happen. Bad beats happen all the time. Look at Herring not going the distance with Oquedo still getting the win. With that being said, guys, that's two sides of the coin here. Those were the keys for Charlo. Use your speed, change levels, feints, and counter, and you will see him. You will see a new champion. Here he is. And he has all the makings of it. It's been a long time coming for him. I do see him winning. I do see him possibly, like I said, I think he can stop him. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. We're going to see how tough Rosario is, or how real Jermell Charlo is. With that being said, this is the box office. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think is going to happen. I am working on the Instagram, but I love to go back and forth what you guys think about a certain fighter, what you guys think is going to happen. These are all scenarios that, I love talking about at the gym. Since gyms are closed, you guys are my outlet, guys. All right, take care, guys. We'll have the next video up for Jermell Charlo soon, hopefully either later tonight or tomorrow, and then we'll do my boxing slip next week when that fight is fight week of. I'll try to get it out on Monday. Once again, box office, where you can come. We help you buy a ticket so you can be a part of the action. Take care, guys.